We're joined this morning by Dez Durden, the newly crowned Ms. Michigan Petite USA 2025 and the first queen from Grand Rapids and Benton Harbor to represent the state nationally. She's also a mental health advocate, author, and the founder of a nonprofit called When Roses Bloom. Dez, thank you so much for being here. We really appreciate it. How does it feel to be able to represent Michigan on such a large platform? We're talking the national level here.
Absolutely. It feels, honestly, words can't describe it. And when I say that, I genuinely don't have the words to put together how representing the Petite organization has changed my life. And within 6 weeks, I went from being just Miss Dez, the behavioral therapist, to Miss Michigan Petite, the public figure, an entire resource to my community. It feels amazing.
Yeah, we're saying Miss Dez because you actually have a second job aside from being Miss Petite Michigan. So tell us about that job and how did that kind of spur your platform here?
I am a behavioral therapist within the Kentwood Public School District. The school district is one of the biggest within the state of Michigan, so I have touched thousands of kids, whether they're on my caseload or not. A lot of them have traumatic upbringings or just mental health issues and stuff like that that they're unsure how to navigate. My job is to go in and not only assist the teachers and staff, but the students on coping mechanisms and just ways to healthily navigate life.
Yeah.
Wow, so helping them throughout their day-to-day and now inspiring them. So for those of you who at home don't necessarily know about Petite USA, Miss Petite USA, can you tell us a little bit more about that and how it compares to traditional pageants?
Yes, absolutely. The Petite USA organization was actually founded in 2009. It is petite because it is specific to represent women 5'6" and under.
Okay, there you go.
It has absolutely nothing to do with size or weight. Everyone is welcome. We actually very much encourage it. All of the women that I'm competing with, I intentionally call them sister queens because I learn from all of them. They're extremely well educated. They're empowered. Oh my goodness, I'm so empowered by all of the women that I do see. It's almost like we're vouching for ourselves. It's not a competition, and because we have the Petite organization behind us, they're embodying everything that we advocate for. So it feels good to be able to expand my platform and my voice in a way that is healthy and a way that is seen in a good way.
Yeah, we would be remiss if we didn't mention the Grand Rapids Benton Harbor tie. Obviously, you live here in the GR area now, but you're originally from Benton Harbor, also another West Michigan area here. It's got to feel and mean the world to you to be able to represent us on that type of a level.
It means everything to me, actually. So being from Benton Harbor and the stigma behind coming from such a small town, the population, if I'm not mistaken, is less than 8,000. And it does have a lot of stigma behind the upbringing, and of course the stigma behind all of the areas that aren't considered good places, but there's so much talent and so much education. Everything that I am today is because of where I was born and where I was raised. So me coming to Grand Rapids and being able to assist within the school district and become that resource to my community and advocate for mental health is because of all of the people who supported me in Benton Harbor and all of the people who are like, yeah, she does live in Grand Rapids now, but Benton Harbor is where she comes from.
Yeah, we could talk. We could say you embody West Michigan. How about that? We love that.
I love everything about West Michigan and the state of Michigan in general. So I've traveled throughout the state of Michigan frequently. I just so happen to plant roots here in Grand Rapids because it is close to home.
Yeah.
West side, best side.
There you
Absolutely
go.
understand that. Now, the pageant itself celebrates confidence, leadership. How do you exhibit some of those behaviors?
So, because of the Petite organization, I feel like my confidence has boosted in a way that it has never before. The way that I speak, the way that I stand, it is almost like, oh, Miss Dez just walked in the room. What is she going to say? So it feels amazing for me to be able to have that safe space, to be able to say, hey, this is everything that I am and this is everything that I want to be for you.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, at the top of this interview, we mentioned your nonprofit. It's called When Roses Bloom. Talk about that. How did that get started, and how is that helping you aid in your mission today?
Yes, When Roses Bloom started as a healing journey for myself. Once I realized that I became a safe space for others and they were reaching out for advice and everything of that nature, I turned it into a 24/7 mental health discussion forum. Once that happened, I ended up getting maybe 5 to 10 members overnight. So it started extremely small. And then daily, members from all over the world actually started clicking the link and adding themselves to my discussion forum. And not only do they communicate with each other, they give each other advice, they uplift each other. So it became a platform of healing as opposed to just, hey, there's this website where people talk to each other.
Yeah, we're looking at it right now. And I think it's so interesting that you have people from all over the world invested in this.
When Roses Bloom is officially internationally recognized. I have members from Africa, I have members from Denmark, I have members, of course, from the United States, South Africa, and it is safe to join. So you can, once you are joining, it does not have to be with your real name. You can also choose if you want to be incognito. So you have the option to show whether you want to be seen within the forum or not. But you can post and communicate and engage regardless.
I love that. Now, you've talked about wanting to turn this space into something called the Rose Garden. What exactly would that look like?
It would be a community center here in the Grand Rapids area. So when Roses Bloom, again, started as a healing mechanism for myself, I now want it to be a go-to space, a community center, not only for kids, but for our community center, for our entire community. I want it to be where they can host any type of engagements that they want, poetry slams. They can come together. And do schoolwork. One of my favorite things and memories from Benton Harbor is when I used to go to the community center in my neighborhood after school. A lot of the things that I did do growing up don't exist anymore because of the nature of the environment in Benton Harbor, unfortunately. However, they're now pouring back into our city, which I love. So I want to do that same thing here. My community center in Benton Harbor was my safe space, so I want to give that back to everyone here.
Yeah, and the way you do that is probably, you have to raise money to get that all together. And so actually next week, I understand you're celebrating a birthday, but you're going to use that opportunity to kind of twist this into something positive for your nonprofit. Explain that.
I got the amazing opportunity to partner with GR Skate here in Kentwood. We are celebrating a birthday bash for myself, but I'm calling it a community birthday bash because I want everyone to come out. It's tourist season, so if you're a tourist, if your birthday is in April, come celebrate with us. It is April 18th from 3 to 6 p.m. The fundraiser is going to not only go towards my nonprofit When Roses Bloom, but also the GR Skate Center so that they can improve and continue to do all of the amazing things they do for our community.
That's awesome.
Fantastic. Well, you are just a couple of weeks away from the national competition. How are you preparing physically, mentally, emotionally?
How do you prepare for
There's a
something
lot.
like that?
Physically, there's tons of workouts involved.
Okay.
I have an entire team behind me. Not only do I have my family and my friends, my organization, a coach, an assistant, there is an entire team behind Miss Michigan Petite that wants to make sure that Michigan does bring home this Miss Petite USA title. Not only that, mentally, I do a lot of self-reflecting, and I need time to myself to make sure that I'm readjusting. So I say a lot of positive affirmations. I make sure that I talk to myself a lot to remind myself that you are this public figure because of all of the things that you love doing and because you pour back into your community. So one of my favorite affirmations is I release self-doubt and step into my greatness. My second favorite is I am limitless.
Yes.
Those two affirmations will set my entire day in motion to have an amazing day. Whether I'm having a down moment or I just need a moment to reset, I'll continuously repeat those things because I am limitless. I am releasing self-doubt. And this is me stepping into my greatness as we speak, representing my state, myself, and everything that I care about so passionately.
We got about 20 seconds left. Let's speak it into existence. You win the pageant coming up here. What's the first thing you do with the platform?
First thing I'm doing with When Roses Bloom is going on a regional media tour, not only to continue my speak tall and work. I'm sorry, not only to continue my workshops on mental health, but also just to expand my mental health discussion forum. I will be speaking about them not only in South Carolina, North Carolina, but Georgia as well.
All right,
Wow.
Dez Durden, Miss Petite Michigan USA. Good luck to the pageant.
Thank you so
We're
much for
very
having
excited
me.
for you.